The Santa Maria Convent was a place of silence, prayer, and unwavering discipline. Nestled in the hills, its stone walls stood as a testament to centuries of devotion. Mother Judith, the Mother Superior, ruled with a firm hand and an unshakable faith. She had dedicated her life to God and expected nothing less from the nuns and novices under her care. But nothing could have prepared her for the storm that was about to unravel her world. It began with Camilla, a young novice who had arrived at the convent only a few months prior. One morning, Sister Claire, Judith's confidant and right-hand woman, knocked on the door of the Mother Superior's office. Judith, engrossed in planning the week's prayers, looked up with mild irritation. "Come in," she said, her voice calm but firm. Sister Claire entered, her face pale. "Mother, it's Camilla. She's very ill. She's in the bathroom, vomiting non-stop." Judith's eyes widened. She stood immediately, her papers forgotten. "Take me to her, now." The two women hurried through the convent's silent halls. When they reached the bathroom, they found Camilla kneeling before the toilet, her face pale and her body trembling. Judith knelt beside her, placing a gentle hand on her back. "My child, what's wrong?" Camilla wiped her mouth weakly. "I don't know, Mother. I've been feeling dizzy and nauseous for days. I've never felt like this before." Judith frowned. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" "I didn't want to bother you," Camilla whispered. "I thought it would pass." Judith sighed, masking her concern. "Health always comes first, Camilla. Sister Claire, fetch the car keys. We're taking her to the hospital." As Judith helped Camilla to her feet, something caught her eye. The novice's habit had shifted, revealing a slight but unmistakable protrusion in her abdomen. Judith froze, a chill running down her spine. "Camilla," she said carefully, "have you been eating well?" The novice shook her head. "No, Mother. I've barely been able to eat because of the nausea." Judith's mind raced. The thought was absurd, impossible even. Camilla couldn't be pregnant. The convent's rules were strict, and no man had ever set foot inside its walls. Yet the evidence was undeniable. At the hospital, Dr. Paula, a kind but no-nonsense obstetrician, confirmed what Judith already feared. "Mother Judith, there's no doubt. Camilla is pregnant." The words hit Judith like a thunderclap. "This can't be," she murmured. "There must be some mistake." Dr. Paula shook her head gently. "The test is reliable. We've also done an ultrasound. The baby is already well formed." Camilla burst into tears. "I swear, Mother, I don't know how this happened. I've never been with a man. I don't understand." Judith's mind reeled. Could this be a divine miracle? Or was there something more sinister at play? She took a deep breath and placed a hand on Camilla's shoulder. "We'll figure this out, child. For now, you must rest." Back at the convent, Judith called an emergency meeting. The nuns gathered in the courtyard, their faces a mix of curiosity and concern. Judith stood before them, her voice steady but heavy with emotion. "Sisters, our prayers have been answered in a way we may not fully understand. Sister Camilla is with child." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Judith raised a hand for silence. "This child is a work of God. We will care for it with love and devotion. But I must ask, has anyone else experienced unusual symptoms?" The silence that followed was deafening. But within days, the truth began to surface. Two more novices, Elena and Maria, confessed to similar symptoms. Judith's heart sank as Dr. Paula confirmed their pregnancies. By the end of the week, 10 novices were found to be pregnant, their conditions ranging from 2 to 4 months along. Desperate for answers, Judith and Sister Claire installed hidden cameras throughout the convent. For days, they watched the footage, seeing nothing out of the ordinary. But one night, they noticed a group of novices sneaking out of their dormitories and heading to the sanctuary. Judith and Claire followed, only to find the sanctuary empty. It was then that Claire stumbled upon a loose wooden plank in the floor. Beneath it was a hidden passageway. The two women descended into the damp, ancient tunnel, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. After what felt like an eternity, they emerged into a clearing, a secret meeting place where the novices were gathered with young men from the neighboring seminary. Judith's voice echoed through the space, sharp and commanding. "What is the meaning of this?" The novices froze, their faces pale with fear. Camilla stepped forward, tears streaming down her face. "Mother, I can explain." Camilla's story spilled out in a torrent of guilt and desperation. Months earlier, she had met James, a young seminarian, in the sanctuary. He had discovered the tunnel while exploring the seminary and had used it to visit the convent. What began as innocent conversations soon turned into something more. Other novices and seminarians followed suit, their forbidden relationships blossoming in secret. "We didn't mean for this to happen," Camilla sobbed. "We were scared. We thought if we called it a miracle, no one would question it." Judith's heart ached with disappointment, but also with compassion. She turned to the seminarians who stood with their heads bowed. "Do you understand the gravity of what you've done? You've broken your vows, lied to your communities, and risked everything we hold sacred." James stepped forward, his voice trembling. "We're sorry, Mother Judith. We never meant to hurt anyone. We were just lost." In the days that followed, Judith made a decision. The novices and seminarians would marry, taking responsibility for their actions and their unborn children. A grand community wedding was held at the convent, attended by the families of all involved. Judith stood before the gathering, her voice filled with resolve. "These children are a gift, even if the path to their creation was flawed. We will care for them with love and faith, and we will ensure that their parents are guided by God's grace." The tunnel, once a symbol of secrecy, was repurposed as a bridge between the convent and the seminary. The two institutions worked together to create a more open and supportive environment, where young people could explore their faith without fear or pressure. Months later, the babies were born healthy and strong. The convent and seminary flourished under their new policies, and the families built lives filled with love and devotion. Judith, though forever changed by the ordeal, found peace in knowing that even in chaos, God's will could prevail. As she stood in the sanctuary, watching the sunlight stream through the stained glass windows, Judith whispered a prayer of gratitude. The secret of Santa Maria Convent had been revealed, but from its shadows had emerged a new beginning, a testament to the power of forgiveness, love, and faith.